All right. Hey, everybody. All right, so I've been practicing meditation for 17 years now. And to put that into context, it's the age of a senior in high school. So my practice is ready to graduate. All right? So when I started 2025, I had the word warrior come to mind. I knew this was going to be my warrior year. Mainly because I was going to do YTT with 3 Jewels. I finally was going to do MTT this year after 2 years of dodging it because of this very moment, doing the med talk where you basically break your heart open and just release everything that can hold you back from your liberation. Never had I imagined that in the summer I would receive some devastating news about my health. I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. That only accounts for 1 to 2% of its type. Mucosal melanoma. I have cancer. Of course, the first thing that came to mind was I'm gonna die young. I thought about how sad my family would be, how sad my friends, the Sangha, would be. I literally pictured my funeral, which is death meditation. I got the news on a Thursday evening. And that night, I was actually going to meet up with my family for a comedy show. That's what you'll learn when you're doing this practice. When you're saying you're ready, it's coming, right? That the work is coming. And if you're saying you're ready to do this, you're going to get this, right? And you have to be prepared for it mentally. And so instantly, I was like, all right, we're going to a comedy show. It's Thursday night. I have all of Friday until I tell my family on Saturday, because I didn't want to tell them on Friday and ruin their day. So I was like, we'll just get through this with meditation. But of course, my mind was like, oh, you're going to die. No, you're going to die. You're going to do this all over the place. And I could not focus enough because it was just something I just didn't prepare myself for. Is what I thought in the moment. So I get to the comedy show, every laugh, every smile, every conversation I had with my family, all I heard was, I have cancer, I have cancer. My mind just could not shut it off, reminding me of that. So that night, I went home, I was alone. The silence was so deafening. I kept waking up and it was just, I kept reminding myself consciously that this was my diagnosis. Of course, when I Googled, it was all dire because of how I put in the algorithm, right? What you type in will reflect your mind. And so what I did is I went to mantra. There's a mantra that I use as a lullaby, which is Om Mani Padme Hum. So I just kept replaying that and had the most vivid dreams ever about what was to come. And so when I woke up the next morning, I was filled with hope. I slept so well. But then of course, instantly, I have cancer, right? And then it's like back again, like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Google, what? So luckily I was off and I ended up going into Central Park, which is my background, right? Like my backyard. And I was like, let me sit with the trees. Let me listen to the birds. Let me just look at people passing by and then the message will come to me. So I sat there, I did an impermanence meditation because I was like, I need to let go of this physical body, right? Because this is what we learn is that our physical self is going to die, right? Like this is the meat suit, like my teacher would say. So why are we attached to this concept of our physical self? So with impermanence, I was able to release that. Then I did Sky Body, where all I saw was my inner self. I was able to focus my breath and see just pure light. And with that pure light, I sent loving kindness to my cancer cells, which is bananas, right? It's like, what? How are you showing gratitude to cancer, right? And it was like, yeah, you have to like just show gratitude because this is what's helping you to liberate your mind. These moments right here, it's how you shift your mind and transform what you're experiencing to see just the beauty in all of it. And so with that, I was able to channel my future self through inner guide meditation. And I was like, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. And they're like, hello, you've been following the path perfectly. We were training you for this very moment. You are made for this. You are built for this. And instantly I thought about the people who say life never prepares you for something like this. And I was like, meditation prepared me for something like this. I thought about the people who say, why me? And I'm like, why not me? I'm built for this. With the mind of a warrior, I can slay through any obstacle that comes in my way. And if I have to experience this for liberation, and if I have to share my story to liberate other minds, then let me go through it because I'm built for it. And my mind shifted from a warrior to a conqueror. Just like that in a few hours, just having this practice of knowing how to go into my mind and my breath to regulate and transform it. And so what I can say is standing before you today, less than 1% of my mind is filled with fear and anxiety because of the cancer that's in my body. Because yeah, I'm gonna die. It could be the cancer, it could be a stroke, I could die of old age. But what I do now is what matters the most, not thinking about my death that's in the future. And then I can also tell you that because it started in the mind, healing hits different when it's in the mind. Thank you.